This is a special edition of Sunrise with Koshi and Nat live from Buckingham Palace.
Good morning and welcome to Buckingham Palace as we go to where the UK is preparing to mark a moment of reflection in honour of the Queen. Now it'll happen at 8 p.m. local time, which is 5 a.m. back home, and we will bring that to you live.
But right now, King Charles has welcomed the world's leaders to Buckingham Palace as he hosts more than 500 dignitaries at his new home on the eve of his mother's funeral.
Anthony Albanese attended the new monarch's first major event alongside other Commonwealth leaders, the US President and representatives from Ukraine, Saudi Arabia and China, marking his second visit to the palace in as many days.
For more, we're joined by Sunrise Royal Editor Rob Jobson. Rob, morning to you. The comings and goings behind us here have been extraordinary. Why have this on the night before the funeral?
Well, everybody's here. The whole world is watching London, and all the dignitaries, the presidents, the other royal family members are all here. So it's to have a reception. It's quite a polite thing to do, but also to establish King Charles as a statesman, to establish really that London is the focus of attention, but also because it's the ultimate bit of soft power, isn't it? They're using this, all the diplomacy is going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, on a world scale, we haven't seen anything like this for decades, have we?
Nothing, and I don't think that, there have been, of course, other world leaders have died and there's been a big collection, but not the gathering like this. Yeah. I mean, as you said, they're bussing them around, and they've got it's a security operation like no other, really.
Yep. Yeah. It is quite extraordinary, the number. It's sort of a thanks for coming sort of party. What other royals are in attendance? Harry and Meghan there?
They are. They have been. They were invited by the King, but also you've got other European royalty as well. There, that's the point. There's been a bit of a controversy over King Juan Carlos, the old King of Spain. Yeah. His government said he shouldn't go after all these controversies. He's just said, "I'm going," and that's it. Right. So there's all these things going on behind the scenes, but the real focus is upon the Queen and just saying goodbye. I think the King, he seems to be holding up, but I mean, it's really about her, isn't it?
Yeah. And China has sent a representative. Everyone is here.
Well, the Russians.
The Russians have been banned, of course. Right. For obvious reasons. Now, the King, this is a lot to be mourning your mother and doing all this, isn't it? It's pretty difficult for him to be doing all this. And it's been a long time, lots of days and days of this on a world scale.
Well, no, he's well advised, but the thing is, he's got a lot of support team around him as well. But ultimately, cometh the man, cometh the hour, cometh the man, and this is what he's had to do. This is the point. And what's interesting for someone like William is, when it happened for the Queen. When it happened for the Queen, he was just a little boy, Charles, but now William's watching this as a man.
Yes, that's a good point.
Well, it is 8 p.m. here in London.
Thank you very much, Rob. We'll talk to you soon. We'll pause now for the national moment of reflection. It's been held across the UK to mourn the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and reflect on her life and legacy.
And just across from us here at Buckingham Palace, applause from everyone lining the Mall already. What a beautiful moment.
And all you could hear right across the UK, obviously, was just the click of the cameras, photographers taking photos to record that moment
Just
in history.
stunning.
It was really lovely.
Restores your faith in human nature, doesn't it? It's just been lovely. Let's go to our reporters around London at the moment. Bianca Stone and 7 News reporter Media Brace are here with us. Bianca, very sombre moment for the nation. The crowd at Buckingham Palaceville completely silent here, followed by applause at the end of it. It was so lovely.
Koshi, Nat, I'm out with that crowd at Buckingham Palace at the moment. It was a really nice moment just to pause, reflect. It's one of the two moments of reflection that we will have, of course, the one being after the Queen's funeral tomorrow. But I'm here with some loyal royalists, I would have to say. Been here for a few hours. Now, I did, we all stood here together for that minute's silence. What was that like?
It was quite emotional, actually, and very memorable. It was just nice to just take a moment, as you say, to reflect and remember and to honour her.
Very poignant moment.
And that ripple of applause that just broke through, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it now. It was only a moment ago.
Yes, it was wonderful. It's lovely to be here.
And you were also here when, about 15 minutes ago, the King drove past with
That was a bit of a shock, actually, because we didn't know he was actually going to come out. It was sort of spur of the moment, there he was, and it was a bit awe-inspiring, actually. It was crazy.
And the light was on in the car too, so you got a really clear picture.
Yeah, you could see both King Charles and Queen Camilla as well, which was amazing. I mean, that alone is worth coming for, just to see them in person.
Are you now set up for the night? Is this your spot for the night?
Yes, it is. Yeah, we've all made friends here, and it's just a wonderful time.
I travelled down by myself, and they've got my adoptive family and my new best friend.
And that's been the feeling right the way through. People in the line making friends, people making lifelong connections, and people coming together, and that's what the Queen really was all about. So it's just so beautiful to see.
It's lovely that everyone here is all here for the same reason, just to honour her and to be together in this proud moment, really, and to give our thanks to a wonderful job she done.
Yeah, well said. Absolutely. And did you see any other dignitaries when they went in? Any other?
Yeah, we saw President Joe Biden, and I know, right?
The look on my face. In the beast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in the beast. Yeah, so that is exciting. I mean, just to see him, even though we're not American, it's still quite exciting to see Joe Biden. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. That reception, Nat and Koshi, has wrapped up now. As I said, about 15 minutes ago, we saw King Charles and the Queen Consort drive up the Mall here, of course, getting ready for major preparations for tomorrow.
Yeah, and the atmosphere they described, that everyone just wants to be out and be together and mark this moment. That's been the atmosphere in the line to get into Westminster Hall. That has now closed. Amelia Brace is there. Tell us what's happening.
Well, as you said, Nat, that now has been permanently closed simply because there's now not enough time for people to get from what was the end of it to the front here at Westminster Hall. The people behind me, the thousands of people that are currently in the queue, they will make it through, but they will be the last before it closes at 6:30 a.m. London time tomorrow. And there will then be around 3 hours of peace and privacy and preparation before this area is completely closed to the public and official proceedings get underway. That will happen at precisely 10:44 local time when the first of two processions begins. It will be the much shorter of the two, only about 8 minutes from Westminster Hall to Westminster Abbey. The Queen's coffin will be followed by her son King Charles, her grandson the Prince of Wales, as well as Prince Harry, other members of the royal family and the royal household. It will arrive at Westminster Abbey at precisely 11 a.m. London time, which is around 8 p.m. on the east coast of Australia. And inside will be 2,000 people, including 500 heads of state, ranging from emperors to royalty, from presidents to prime ministers. That service will go for 1 hour before there is one more national moment of silence, and then there will then be another much longer procession, 1 hour west to the royal city of Windsor. The Queen's coffin will be carried in a state hearse, followed by the royal family in a separate vehicle. It will then make its way through the Long Walk, where many people are already lining the streets, before there is a private burial just after midnight Australian time. Members of her family will be able to say goodbye to their mother and their grandmother, and this country will finally be able to say goodbye to its Queen after 11 days of quite momentous mourning.